Jessica asked me to record a video talking about how I'm doing. Welcome to Crocs in the Car, and it's just one Croc today because as we speak, Jessica is in the fertility clinic here getting her eggs removed, doing the egg retrieval process. Should be a fairly short procedure, but literally, as I am recording this is happening. So in the meantime, since she felt that she wasn't going to really be up to recording anything or doing another update, especially because over the last week really hasn't been that much of an update to give as far as the cancer stuff goes. So she wanted me to record a video talking about how I'm actually feeling and how I'm sort of dealing with everything, because it's been crazy, obviously, and I'm not the one who actually has to deal with the diagnosis. I'm not the one who has to live with that. But I am certainly having to deal with this in my own way. The problem is there's always a job that needs to be done. There's always something that needs to be taken care of. And so, as with a lot of people, I'm assuming, I've kind of just thrown myself into those projects. I'm just focusing on what needs to be done and then kind of distracting myself when I'm not really dealing with those issues. For me, though, I mean, if you were to ask me if I'm really dealing with things, I'm not really dealing with things. I'm taking breathers where I can. I am doing what I feel I can do to sort of focus myself and center myself, but at the same time, I haven't really super opened up to a lot of people about it. I haven't really done anything I haven't really talked to anybody. I know in the live stream I had talked about how I was thinking about getting someone, a therapist, to talk to for myself, just because I've seen the success that Jessica's had with it, and it's something that has been, I never really thought that I needed, but now I think it's something that I need, because I think I need somebody else's perspective on how to cope with these types of things. Because if I don't deal with them, then my brain's going to go into sort of survival mode, if that makes any kind of sense. It's going to go into the scenarios that are likely to happen and work out the best way to achieve that, the outcome that needs to happen. And unfortunately, that includes a lot of very dark paths, and problem solving is something that I always sort of go into. I'm always something that has sort of been ingrained in me since I was a young child, is to get the job done, get on top of the ball. That's what my dad always says. And so, like I said, I'm focusing a lot on getting things done and all of that, but I need to deal with some of these greater issues that are at hand. Now, I am a firm believer that my wife is going to recover from this, that she is going to pull through, and she is going to be 100% cured of this in the future. I don't believe this is killing her. And I've said to numerous people that my motto, if you guys have been following for a while, I sort of have my mottos that I come up with, that I sort of live by. And I'd come up with a few things for this year, just sort of my statements. But the one thing that I was trying to do this year was, to do 40 states, by turning 40. Which, of course, that's thrown out the window, but I don't even really care anymore about that anyway, because I've got much more pressing issues. But my motto now is only old age kills my wife. That's it. Only old age kills my wife. Not cancer, not any other disease that can be thrown at her. Nothing. Nada. Only old age. That woman will die in a bed surrounded by her family, and it'll be decades from now. And that's all I know. And that's the only thing that I'm really striving for. But at the same time, imagining my life without Jessica is one of the most terrifying things that I have ever had to experience. And I have always loved Jessica. She has absolutely been the love of my life this entire time. I loved her when we were friends, and I loved her after when we were dating, and I loved her more when she became my fiance, and I loved her more after I married her, and I loved her more after we started this whole food plant-based adventure. And everything has been, I've loved her more and more throughout this entire time that we've had together so far. But this diagnosis made me realize that I love her more than I will ever love myself. I absolutely cannot function without her. And I don't know how to deal with the possibility of that happening. So because I don't know how to deal with that possibility, I am focusing as much energy and effort as I can onto the things that I absolutely can control, which are what she is going to eat over this coming period, and sort of the research aspect of it, of trying to find the best sort of plan to go forward. Obviously, I'm consulting with people, and I'm doing massive amounts of reading and stuff like that. So maybe I'll do a video on the stuff that I found as far as like research and diet and all that kind of stuff goes, because obviously there's been a massive amount of suggestions. And if you are watching this video and you have made one of those suggestions, it doesn't matter what it is, I guarantee you I have looked into it. I guarantee you I have gone down massive rabbit holes of clinical studies where they are found, of anecdotal evidence where that's found, and so on and so forth. So like, just trust me when I say that I have been looking into every single suggestion that anybody has ever suggested. I'm not saying inundate me now with more suggestions. I'm just telling you that yes, I do research these things, and I guarantee you that the plan that we will have going forward is going to be well researched and well thought out. So that all being said, I'm just right now focusing on the things that I can focus on, and I'm dealing with things in my own way. One of the best things that happened for me, though, was the fact that Jessica asked me to sing on the live stream, because before that I hadn't really sang anything, because Jessica and I utilize music in a very different way. Jessica uses music to block out all of the voices in her head. I'm not saying that like as in, like she has voices talking to her. I'm saying like the music blocks out her anxiety, it blocks out depression, it blocks out like all of that kind of stuff. It covers up the emotion because she takes on the emotion of the song. For me, music is the thing that lets the emotion in. Normally I'm fairly blank. I'm in control of a lot of my emotional states, and then music is what lets all of that in. So when I've had to go to church and I've had to play drums, and I asked the band leader to, like, hey, just let me play drums for now, instead of having me sing. I'm like, because if I get up there on stage and I start singing, I'm just going to start crying, and I'm not going to be able to do what I need to do. So they were like, fine, you can play drums all you want. And then I found myself playing drums for these songs and singing along with them back there in my little drum cage area, and just shutting my eyes, because if I opened them, I was just going to start crying. Fortunately, I can play drums and cry all I want. That's not really a problem. So, but Jessica having me sing, it actually turned out to be a really great thing for me, because then I kind of like broke through that wall, and I was able to really focus on utilizing music again to sort of deal with some of the stuff that I've been going through. And actually, I've been sort of composing lyrics and stuff again for certain parts of this, and like writing some proto song kind of deals right now as well. surprisingly, I'm also still working on recipes because new recipes keep popping up in my head when I'm coming up with things. But honestly, I don't. People will tell me that I'm doing just fine. I mean, I've got plenty of people who have reached out to me and who are talking to me. I have friends who have gone through similar experiences who are wanting to talk to me, um, uh, and just people I'm chatting with on my own personal like Facebook page and whatnot. And that has been phenomenal as well, just because it's great to know that I do have that kind of support from my friends, especially the ones who know what I'm actually going through. My father has been an amazing resource for me. He knows exactly what I'm going through because my mom had breast cancer like 27 years ago. If you guys watched that video of me talking to my mom about her breast cancer, and my it's one of those things where my father has literally been in my exact position. The unknowing, the uncertainty, the inability to solve the problem, and that sort of, you know, like that feeling of I'm completely useless in this situation, so I need to throw this to somebody with more experience, or that's when the faith takes over. And so for me, the faith is high. That's always been good for me. The faith has always been high. And that's why I say with full confidence that I firmly believe Jessica is walking away from this without having only old age kills my wife. I know that to be true in my soul. So that's what I'm sticking to. That's my motto. And that's going to be my motto for a while. I know they say 5 years is sort of like the mark that they want, but I ain't. You know what? I mean, she will go the rest of her life, and she will keep racking up those years of she is this many years cancer free. She is this many years cancer free. Like I said, my mom is 27 years cancer free, and she's still going strong, kicking, and I believe that Jessica is going to have that exact same kind of testimony. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm sorry for rambling if I did, but I didn't really know what else to do. I didn't really plan out this video. I didn't really think of like, oh, these are things that I need to talk about. These are the points that I need to hit. I will say this, after this egg retrieval, I'm going to take her home. She's going to rest up and everything. And then tomorrow we drive up to the Mayo Clinic, where we will have meetings on the Tuesday. Today is Sunday. And it's going to be a long sort of trek, and Jessica's still going to be recovering. We actually have purchased a mattress that will inflate in the back so she can lay down as I'm driving up there. So everything's we got a lot of bases covered as far as that is concerned. Once again, we just wanted to thank everyone who has ever sent us anything, who has sent us a card or a package or something like that. Your outpouring of love and support has been insane, and you have no idea how much it affects us and how much it gives us hope and all of these really, really great things that have been going along. And to those of you who have sent me stuff, I truly do appreciate that. You did not have to do that. I feel like I'm covered. I'm pretty much taken care of. So, but I think that all of the stuff that Jessica's gotten so far has been just mind-blowing, and she has been loving that. So I think this is kind of the point where I'm going to end this movie or this video right here. I don't know why I said movie. I'm sorry. Maybe because we went and saw Thor: Love and Thunder, of which if you go watch that movie, it was very strange for me because I mean, not to give away too much of a plot detail, but Jane Foster, the love of Thor's life, is battling stage 4 cancer in the movie, and I was like, this is so weird to watch. Like, it kind of threw me for a loop, but I thought it was a good movie. So there's a weird short little movie review for you, so go check it out if you are into the Marvel scene. But I think this is where I'm going to end this one. You guys know the typical spiel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Click the bell. It'll notify you whenever we post a new video. Please, if you have not gone onto Instagram, please do so. Jessica is constantly updating that with anything that might be happening in our lives, and it's sometimes I find out about things because I click through the stories on Instagram. So go follow us on Instagram and follow us on Facebook. You can message us on there. If you message on Facebook, you will get me. If you message on Instagram, you will get Jessica. But I think that's all I got for this one. We will see you next time on Crocs in the Kitchen. Bye.